Life is truly uncertain. Have you ever thought about what would happen if you suddenly woke up one day to discover a major food or water shortage? It is critical in this age to be ready for everything, as anything could happen at any time. With the increase in population, there is great pressure on the authorities to provide enough facilities for everybody. A future scarcity of necessities might be one of humans' biggest problems. We've seen from the COVID-19 pandemic how fast conditions may shift and unanticipated shortages of essentials like food, water, and medical supplies can happen. Without wasting time, let's talk about the top 5 shortages most likely to occur and what you must do to prepare. 1. Food shortage. One of the biggest worries among preparedness enthusiasts is food scarcity. Food supplies can run out during a natural disaster, economic collapse, or other calamity, as seen during the COVID pandemic. It is always a good idea to store up some items with a longer shelf life and that are healthy. Options are canned goods, pasta, and rice. Another option is purchasing a long-term food preservation method such as freeze-dried or dehydrated food. Another way to tackle the situation is to grow your own food. Now, if you don't have a huge yard, you would think it's impossible. But guess what? Even if you don't have a large yard, you can still produce vegetables using pots or a balcony. Start a community garden or join a local gardening club to learn about growing your food. Lastly, we must understand to use food wisely, but only what will be utilized and not go to waste. We should encourage sustainable agriculture and food systems and support regional farmers and producers to create a more dependable and equitable food supply chain. We need to act now to lessen the future food shortage risk. 2. Water shortage. We all know that water is necessary for life, and even the sound of water shortage wrenches the heart. It's critical to have a strategy to guarantee access to clean drinking water in case of a water shortage. One approach is always to have filled water bottles in the refrigerator and freezer. Though it will only tackle the problem if the water shortage revives soon, it is a good temporary option. Investing in a water filtration system is also wise, since it will enable you to cleanse water from sources like lakes and rivers safely. Water filtration systems come in many different forms and with many different features. They're readily available and can easily be purchased online. Utilizing natural resources like rainwater can also be utilized in such times of need. It can be used for activities other than drinking, considering rainwater might not be safe without filtration, like in the toilets, showering and flushing, and cleaning the house. 3. Medical supplies shortage. Many countries are frequently unprepared for natural disaster or epidemics, and medical supplies like masks, gloves, and disinfectants quickly run out since everyone hurries to get them as soon as such a medical emergency develops. Stocking up on basic medical supplies like bandages, antiseptics, and over-the-counter medications is a good idea in case of shortages. Remember that medical supply shortages don't simply happen during epidemics. Even though hoarding and other issues with the supply chain might contribute to medical supply shortages, they can nevertheless have detrimental effects. Medical supply shortage may cause more infections, longer hospital stays, and even fatalities. A lack of medical supplies can be scary, since it makes it more challenging for healthcare professionals to perform tasks and give patients high-quality care. Since it is always better to be safe than sorry, it's preferable to be organized and have supplies on hand. 4. Fuel shortage. Fuel shortages can happen due to natural catastrophes, armed conflicts, and economic collapse. Because of these shortages, it may become challenging for individuals to go to work, school, or other key locations. This can have a substantial impact on daily life. Consider investing in alternate forms of mobility, like bicycles or electric cars, to be ready for gasoline scarcity. Additionally, you may store gasoline for backup power sources like generators. Using less energy overall is another strategy to prepare for a gasoline shortage. Consider employing energy-saving equipment and renewable energy sources like solar or wind power. Watch Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior to understand what happens if there is a fuel shortage. Even if the movie's events are made up, they may serve as a sharp reminder of the importance of an emergency plan. 5. Power shortage. Unexpected power outages can happen because of a crisis, a natural disaster such as a hurricane or earthquake, or other factors. To secure your security and comfort during an outage, it is necessary to be ready for such scenarios in preparation. Purchasing backup power sources is one of the best methods to prepare for a power outage. Think about getting a generator or setting up solar panels for power during a blackout. Ensure you have these backup power sources for safe and effective usage. Stocking up on batteries and other portable devices like power banks for your mobile devices is also a smart idea. During a power outage, they might be useful for keeping important gadgets like torches, radios, and cell phones charged. How to protect yourself and your family from such shortages. Escaping from such situations is never the solution, so start by assembling a supply of necessities, including food, water, and medical supplies to protect yourself and your family against shortages. A few weeks' worth of supplies should be plenty, if not more. Consider investing in a long-term storage system for important supplies like food and water. Being knowledgeable is another method to safeguard your family and yourself against shortages. Keep abreast of news and information regarding risks or events resulting in shortages. It will enable you to decide how to prepare for and handle a shortage with knowledge. Alternative sources for essential items during a shortage. It is crucial to think about other sources when necessities like food, water, and medical supplies are limited. During a scarcity, community resources may be a useful source for needs. Consider joining a community garden or food cooperative to obtain locally produced food and other supplies. Another choice for acquiring necessary things when there is a shortage is to barter. You can exchange products or services with others in your neighborhood to get the needed stuff. For instance, if your garden produces more veggies than you need, you may exchange them for other necessities. How to help your community prepare for and respond to a shortage. Each person will gain much more if such crises are handled as a community. Creating a communal garden can guarantee that each person has access to enough food. On the other side, installing a group generator or backup power source to power all the nearby homes might be advantageous in a power outage. When there is a scarcity, the community must unite and do their part. One should share resources and lend a hand to one another. Consider forming a neighborhood watch or community emergency response team to prepare for and react to a shortage. Lessons we have learned from past shortages. We have learned from previous shortages that readiness for unforeseen circumstances is vital. The COVID-19 epidemic made it clear how important it is to keep a supply of necessities like food, water, and medical supplies on hand. Another example of how rapidly shortages may result from panic purchasing is toilet paper's limited availability during the epidemic. Other shortages in the past, like the 2021 petrol crisis in the southeast United States, presented with issues of long lineups at petrol stations and serious interruptions to everyday life, were the result of the scarcity brought on by the temporary suspension of the Colonial Pipeline. The need to have a backup plan, such as riding bicycles, electric vehicles, or public transport to get about, was highlighted by this scarcity. It is smart of a person to consider the likelihood of shortages of vital commodities like food, water, medicine, fuel, and electricity, particularly during natural catastrophes or unforeseen occurrences like the COVID-19 pandemic. Nobody ever expected that there would be an outbreak of the virus in their area, and that they would have to face such circumstances. So, there is no reason not to be prepared, since we are all still determining what could happen at any time. To ensure our and our family's safety, it is essential to take proactive measures to prepare for such situations. These actions include stocking up on non-perishable goods, acquiring long-term food preservation techniques, installing water filtration systems, gathering basic medical supplies, purchasing alternate modes of transportation, installing backup power sources, and remaining informed about risks and potential events. By being prepared, we may protect ourselves and our loved ones, better plan for shortages, and secure their safety. Make sure to stay informed and ready by subscribing to our channel. We'll definitely be inspired to make more helpful content for you.